So you'll know because it'll have that. If you need to mute it, you can click that.
How's everybody doing today? Good? Good. You guys get some good stuff out of the class? Okay, so what have you learned so far? Yeah, come on. Yeah, come on. You can do it. Tim, right? Yes. Okay, so what'd you guys get? What are you guys getting out of the class? It's a new format for everybody. It's new information. Kind of coming into the industry for the first time, right? For the most part, you've been around for a little while now. A little bit. So what are you guys getting out of the class? Confidence. What's your name? Chad. Nice to meet you. Yeah, you betcha. Take small steps every day. Well, the small steps every day is called an action item. Okay. So what you learn from the class, then you apply, and that's an action item. That's a behavior. Okay. What else? What have you guys learned? What's that? Leads are relationship management. Ooh, that's good. That's really good. Okay. What else? I pick on the quiet ones. I'm going to tell you just straight up. Darren, what are you getting out of the class? Oh, well, you haven't attended. I'm just kidding. What classes have you gotten out of the class? Yeah. So prospecting based, marketing enhanced. It's not about the coffee mugs with your name on there. Okay. Prospecting base is 30, 60, 90 days of business. It's right here, right now. Okay. Prospecting base doesn't cost you much. Okay. That's how you build your business. Evans Group has been prospecting based pretty much since formation of it. We are marketing enhanced to a degree. Okay. But we are still very prospecting based. Okay. Okay. What else? You guys listened. You guys did. What'd you get? What's your name?
My name's Christian.
My name's Evan. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
What have you gotten out of the class?
First day. Yesterday,
Yeah.
it'll all add up, and if you just keep prospecting and trying to get clientele this month while you're working this month, don't forget.
That's exactly right. So you're avoiding trying to get the trajectory of that. Yeah, for sure. So Evan DeShong, 20 years in the business and 25 years of mistakes. Made a lot of mistakes in real estate, really have. Learned the hard way, just really had to kind of roll up your sleeves and grind and keep going and all those kinds of things. Came to the Ozarks. I've been coming, my grandmother and my mom kind of grew up in the Springfield, Neosho area. But then in their adult lives, moved away. But I had been coming to the Ozarks since I was about 5. As an adult, I came down here and didn't know anybody. Well, I knew 3 people. Okay. So I knew 3 people. So what I had to do was I had to get to work. Okay. If I'm going to be supporting my family, taking care of my wife, taking care of my kids, and, having bills, medical insurance, all those kinds of things, being self-employed at 100%, boy, I had to work. Okay. And that's what you had to do. You have to go out there and you have to grind, and you have to be willing to hear no 50 million times. But you get stronger. You get better. So today's class is about what? What's today's class about? Come on. Language of results. What's that mean in everyday language?
How to talk to people.
How to talk to people. Using? No. Taylor. Scripts. Who said scripts? That's right. So just straight up, didn't believe in scripts. thought, okay, I don't need that. I can connect with people. Okay. I'll just go out and work and I'm going to do my thing. And somebody said, you need to start using scripts. I'm like, no, I just remember driving eastbound on James River. And I just remember saying, I'm not going to use those scripts. It's too canned. It sounds too salesy. That's not me. That's not the way I roll. It's nothing natural about it. And I refused to do it mentally. I remember having that thought. Then I started figuring things out, with open houses and how I was failing there, or not being able to get a lead to call me back, or, I thought I had a really good connection with somebody, but they didn't follow up. All of those things, right? We've all been there. You had a little bit of success, but not really. I'm like, something's got to give here. So I began to change and I began to read more. I began to, one book that's really helped me with scripts is Gary Kelly's book called Shift. Okay. Market in real estate is always going to change. It's going to go up, it's going to go down, it's going to go sideways, it's going to go crazy. All those kinds of things, and that was a book that really taught me scripts. And I was able to read that book a few times and take on, the content of that book and be able to look at a graph. I can now look at a graph, or I can look at market summaries on Flex and turn numbers into scripts. Okay. And when you get to that point, that'll be a game changer. But I'm going to ask you to come in with an open mind on scripts. Okay. I'm going to come in with an open mind on scripts. So we're going to have a lot of fun today. We're going to do some role play as well. And it'll be good. It'll be good. So what do you guys hope to get out of the class today? Come on. What do you guys hope to get out of the class today? Yes. Yeah. Oh, I know that, but it was close enough.
I do scripts every morning with Mark. I feel like
Mark Stewart?
You're right.
He's a machine.
Yes. I agree. I feel like
It's a mindset.
it is. Yeah.
It's a mindset. So when you started on what's your name?
Katie.
Katie. So when you started on scripts day one, tell me about that feeling. Okay.
Yeah.
Awkward,
Yes.
weird,
Mhm.
didn't feel good.
Mhm.
Okay. So how many days ago was that? Okay. So what has happened? What behaviors have taken place in the last 60 days for you?
Learn that you can read.
So that's exactly right. So it's going to benefit you in that regard. So you memorize scripts, you internalize it, that way you really know it. Then you're given permission to customize it. Okay? Then you're given permission to customize it. Scripts are powerful. They're a game changer. Conversion ratios will go up. We just, in our sales meeting this morning, what did we talk about in our sales meeting? Trudy, what did we talk about in our sales meeting this morning? That's exactly right. Yep. So that's right, Taylor. So I want to go into lead generation. How many of you guys lead generated this morning? Just be straight up. Okay. How many of you lead generated yesterday morning? Okay. How many of you lead followed up today? Okay. If you don't stay consistent in lead generation, you're going to be a licensee and not an agent. Just calling an ace an ace. Okay? Don't care about the market, how strong the market is, how qualified the buyer is, how many listings we have or don't have. If you don't make contact with people, because it's a contact sport. Okay? If you don't make contact and you're not purposeful and you're not on open-minded on scripts and dialogues and putting you in a position to win, you're not going to be in the business long. 20 years, I've seen a lot of agents come and go. That sounds like a real negative thing to say. It really is. But I'm just being spot on truthful. Okay? So you have to, the battle is not in the room. The battle is in your mind. That's where the battle is. That's where the battle is. So she spoke yesterday, what's her name? She spoke yesterday of mindset. It's 100% mindset. When I go into a walkthrough, when I go into a walkthrough appointment, I have a mindset of setting my next appointment, which is, okay, I'm purposeful. Okay, if the client tells me over the phone, I'm 8 months out, what do I do, Trudy? If I'm 8 months out and how do I protect my mindset? If that client's 8 months from listing, and we get a signed agreement, okay? The bottom line is I always move forward with every client with the same process, the same mental preparedness, okay? Every day. Because honestly, outside this class, there's no one really holding you accountable. It looks like I have a mean face. I don't. I'm really kind of a nice guy, but I'm pretty driven. but you know, you have to be very purposeful about your lead generation, and you have to stay on task. It's a contact sport. And you're going to fail your way forward. And you're going to walk out of Ignite not knowing everything. I'm still learning this business. I learn something new every day, and that's why I'm in it, because it challenges me. Like, oh, didn't even think about that. Or that addendum that came my way is really well written. I like that. Okay? We're always a student in the market. The day we think that we're above the market or the master of the market or whatever, I'm not saying mastery, I'm saying master of the market, whatever, is the day we start to decline. So how do you make it as a solo agent? You lead generate and you lead follow up. You systematize, because if you're aggressive and you go after it, you have to have systems in place to help you follow up, because you're not going to remember. Okay? So I'm not here to talk to you about, you know, my team and the production of my team and, you know, all those kinds of things. I'm talking to you as a solo agent. And that's what I want you guys to get out of it today, is what can you learn and apply today in your business? It's real. Make sense? So I want there to be super interaction. I want there to be interruptions. I want there to be questions, objections. Bring it, because I want this class to be real. Make sense? I have messed up a lot. Okay? Ask me about it. Okay, and I'll tell you. But we've also found some success as well. Okay? Does that resonate with anybody? Talk to me about that. Give me some energy. What are your ahas so far? Come on.
Failure is
Mm. Get better. Yeah. Be open-minded to change, to modifying. You know, the markets change. The markets change, and so do our scripts. So do our approach to the market. But our fundamentals of real estate never change. Lead generation, lead follow-up, systematize. Regardless of the market going up or down, balanced, buyers, sellers, doesn't matter. Your fundamentals never change. What matters, what changes is your scripts and your conversation have to be in tune to what the market is. Make sense? Yeah, question.
What is a failure that you as a seasoned agent was a breakthrough for you that to this day you're like, wow, I'm really glad. Maybe at that time you were struggling, but now you're like, wow, I'm really happy I went through that.
Yeah, I appreciate that. That's a real, a breakthrough moment was disclosure. I was working with a builder. They made a mistake on a house in regards to size. I knew it and didn't disclose it to the buyer. I was young in the business. I was sued for $7,000. When you have to pay that out of your pocket and you're a new agent kind of getting along, you remember that. So pretty big on disclosure. I think my team could back me up there. Yeah. It wasn't an integrity thing. It's just I didn't think I had to. Is ignorance. It wasn't integrity. Another thing that I've learned is do what other agents aren't willing to do. Grind, work. You know, I was, Chad, is he here? No, the other Chad. I don't know. There's a lot of Chads, I guess. Well, there was a Chad this morning. I was here, you know, this morning. I don't know. He was waiting on an appointment and we got to chat up a little bit. And I'm like, you know, hey, so I've talked to him a couple of times in the hallway. He has a ponytail. Yeah. Yeah. I like that guy. Yeah. So we just had a 5-minute conversation and, you know, whatever. And I just was asking, I probably asked 7 or 8 questions about his business and kind of where he was headed. And he said, what are your thoughts? I'm like, well, try this, and this. And, but the bottom line is you have to think outside the box. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. It's not what I mean, but you have to be willing to do what other people aren't willing to do. So Taylor, what are some things that you're doing in regards to our active listings the day they go live?
The day that we go live, I do pop-up open houses, and they actually have a really good turnout rate every time.
What's a pop-up open house?
It's like just literally same day, just putting out signs in front of your open house that you're gonna do, just spur of the moment. Is it even on the MLS? Huh? I guess. But yeah, so I do that. So I do that.
Oh, it's like camping? Okay.
And if people are walking by, driving by, slowing down, trying to see the property, you're like, oh, do you want to go in? I can let you in. I'm an agent. And then that's camping.
Oh, okay.
So it's like,
I'd never heard that term,
yeah.
but we'll go with it.
I think it came from California.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Yeah. What's brake tapping? Hey, what's brake tapping, Trudy?
Whenever you're sitting at a new build, you're showing new builds and somebody drives by and tap their brake. They're wanting to, you know, they're looking at something. So you go get them.
Okay. So straight up January, Trudy and I were out there showing homes, new construction. It's not our listings. We were working with a buyer. And I'm like, hey, might as well brake tap. She's like, what? What's brake tap? I'm like, we're looking for brake tappers. And those are people that are coming along, new construction, and they're tapping their brakes every time they get in front of a house. Those are buyers. I'm like, there's one, go chase him. So she did, like a duck on Junebug. What's the result today?
And I just got an offer on his place.
Listed and
We listed it.
she chased him? Yes, she does.
No, he stopped and, well, you can be stalkery. That's okay. You can be, I mean, you know.
Really okay to be
they're
stalkery.
out there. They know that you're, people are going to come up to him. But I just walked up to him and we just started talking and we gave him a card and just, you just stay in touch and you just call him and you just go from there. You got to be kind of stalkery sometimes.
So she looked up his address and got it on GPS and went, no, you laugh, but she did. And then she gave him a handwritten note and made another face-to-face attempt, but she went after it and she got the listing and now she got an offer on it. Things like that. I'm probably a little bit different. I remember the first break tap I did, I was working this neighborhood and I'm like, oh, there's one. And and I would just go randomly when I had an hour, or 2 hours or whatever. I would just do it. It wasn't like an open house. I would just randomly do it. I was just out there to pick up buyers. And I'm gonna set you up to win with some information in just a moment. But and this car pulls in, right? And I'm serious, but I did cut him off. Okay, I just kind of parked at an angle like a police officer would type thing. And I just got out but I was friendly. I wasn't like, hey, but I just connected with the people, right? So I just connected with the people and lo and behold, they came some of my best clients. They referred me $5 million worth of business over the years. And I took care of him and he's a real estate agent in California right now. And we still swap referrals. So my point is just be willing to do some things. What do you need to back up and do? You need to back up and do this. You get with a listing agent that's running that new construction, you learn about it. You learn about the packet that they have, the information that they have, those types of things. Okay. And you begin to go out there and you learn all about that product. Get your MLS detail sheets, get the plat map, learn about it. And just pick up the buyers. Let the listing agent know you're going to be doing that. Works. Because those are right here, right now buyers. And there's scripts all along. I'm getting off track a little bit, aren't I? Was that
Got good
Twitch?
information. I'm not going to yell at you for going off track.
So I'm just saying that, there's scripts all along the way for those. So lead generate, I'm on the lead generation aspect of it. I cannot stress enough the lead generation aspect. You have to do it every day. Okay. My business is a little bit different than your business. Okay. Where do you think I primarily lead generate? Okay. You're building your database. Okay. You still lead generate in your database. But one thing that our team does fairly well is what kind of appointments? What? Coffee appointments. Okay. Setting those coffee appointments with people that you know, whether they're in, they have a real estate need or not. It's face-to-face time. Coffee appointments cost you less than lunch. You laugh, but if you do, 10 appointments a week, that adds up, especially when you're a new agent trying to get in the business. Yeah. So coffee appointments are really powerful. I am talking a little bit more about lead generation because it's that important. It's the lifeblood of your business. Just connection. It's just connection with people. They know that you're in real estate. These are people that you know or want to know. And, I really loved what Austin, do you guys know Austin Styles? He's my business partner. You guys know Austin? Okay. All right. So, but I really love what Austin coached Taylor on yesterday, which was what with your sphere? Give me more. I'll finish for him. Oh, my land. What are coffee appointments? It is ways to get to know people, but what are you talking about during those coffee appointments?
I don't even bring up
Right.
how they are, and then they'll.
Yep. And it's also exploring their successes and their failures. When you start pouring, and I mean, I'm talking about calling some leaders within your community. That's what I'm talking about. Calling some people and say, hey, I just want 15 minutes of your time. I've heard your name out there. I want 15 minutes of your time. I want to pick your brain. I want to pick your brain on why success has treated you so well. Just if you could just give me 2 or 3 things that would really help me, I would appreciate that. And training your mind to be curious. Okay? What's that? Yeah. I think we're on slide 2. But I'm saying lead generation is that important, and lead follow-up. Okay? Please do it. Because what lead generation will do is this: it will bulletproof your business regardless of the market. Yes.
Oh, thank you. So fast. As far as scripts go, so do you kind of form your own scripts, or do you go like based off this, or do you go off talking points that are in these scripts? Or I mean, how? Because when I read like, through them, they do seem unnatural and things that I wouldn't say parts of it. And then, but there are talking points that I feel like are important to hit too. So how do you do that? That makes sense.
So if I'm learning new scripts, I'm going to read them. I'm going to watch videos, those types of things. I'm going to certainly go with the Ignite scripts. You've got a script workbook as well. But here's a resource that you might want to do, and it's affordable for new agents. Write this down. No, I'm just kidding. No. Emily Baker. Okay? Darren, talk about Emily Baker. What?
I've been in Emily's class for just about 2 months now. I'm a full-time ISA with Evan's team. I have to say that I've gone through other training, which was good as well, and experience. I think I made over 20,000 phone calls since last July, which is pretty intense. Emily's class has given me, I think, the best scripts that I've been able to use since I started making phone calls. Certainly equivalent to the best that I've used in the past, but it gives me it's given me the overcoming the objection scripts that she's using. Once you memorize them and you've practiced them and you know them, you know how the call is going to go, especially in a market like this. Everybody would sell if they got the right price, but where would they go? Well, now you know how to overcome that objection, because that's what everybody says. So if you know that, then you can convert them to an appointment theoretically, because they've told you they'll sell. So that's what that's given me. Emily's class has been amazing for that.
So Emily Baker is an agent here in our office, but then she also is, and she was on a team as a full-time agent until about last year, beginning of the year, she became a full-time MAPS coach. MAPS coaching is something within KWRI. When you get to be a certain level, you can hire a MAPS coach to accelerate your business more. So I just wanted to say Emily is here in our market center. She is local.
So she also has a program that's more attractive, if you will, from a financial standpoint, especially for an agent getting into the business. It's $150 a month. And it's videos, it's 3 days a week. It's one-on-ones, two-on-ones, five-on-ones, and all the material is given to you as well as part of her program. Am I correct in that? Okay. Oh, is it? Oh, okay. Really? Okay. So that might be something you want to take a look at. Why do I love Emily? Because she's Midwestern. No, I'm serious. Yeah, but she knows how to talk about and with folks from the Midwest. Super smart, super educated, but she's geographically just in tune. Does that make sense? Darren, would you agree?
Yes.
Yeah. So that might be a great source for you. Does that answer your question? I don't know if that was a true yes or not. Okay. Okay, good. So lead generate, making listing appointments, buyer presentations. What you're going to experience today is Darren and I, my ISA and I are going to role play. Okay, you're going to see it live well, I say live in person. As he lead generates to me a new lead. And you're also going to see a lead follow-up to me as a new lead. And we may flip it a little bit. Okay. So you're going to see that. You're going to see some powerful scripts come through. Okay. And remember, these powerful scripts, a lot of them, not all, came from Emily. And then also just a lot of one-on-one time with he and I or us and him. Does that make sense? So you're going to get to see some of that. You're also going to get to see Taylor here, if he can get together. No, I'm kidding. He's a sharp young man. But you're going to see Taylor come together, and he's going to present scripts from a listing perspective. Okay? And how the process that we follow, which is all scripts, are those two things going to be beneficial to you? Okay. Good? Okay, so a little bit more off course. You can grade me what you want on the survey. But I just want to be able to, yeah, I really want to be able to get some good content and as you guys take great notes and great interaction. Okay. And during those times, you can pause, you can raise your hand, you can ask questions because that's real life. And if they get thrown off a little bit, great. Because that means they have to get back on track. Because we get thrown off. Because we're doing real life. Make sense? Okay. Good? All right. Great? Grand? All right. We'll go with grand. All right. So, what are the purpose of scripts? Let's talk about it. Well, there they are. See, I'm giving you the answers. So let's talk about that. We talked about lead generation. You know, scripts, anybody can lead generate. And you're going to do this. But when you incorporate scripts into your lead generate and you're willing to fail your way forward, it's not a perfect roll on the phone call with your scripts. It's just not. Okay? You're going to flounder, you're going to fail, all those kinds of things. But you get better. You just get better. And you got to remember your self-critique on scripts after that phone call. You're more critical of yourself than whoever you were talking to. Just straight up. So again, it goes to a mindset, right? Okay. But what you'll experience is no scripts here and success rate here. But when you incorporate those in and you get yourself into education and training, your conversion ratios will go here. Okay? I can tell you that. We track all the numbers on the team. I know where the conversion ratios are on each sales member. I know that this person's at X amount of percent on walk through to listing to signed. I know that they're at the X amount of percent. I know how many units they went on, all those kinds of things. But I don't use it to attack them. I use it to coach them because it allows me to allows us to celebrate their victories, encourage them, and say, okay, let's try a couple things to improve this area. It's coming alongside people. Making sense? Okay, so lead generation aspect of it is super important when it comes to script. Katie, you know that. We've been doing it for a while. Who else is using scripts on it? Chad? Okay, tell me about your experience.
On the grad team for been using ISA scripts on the grad team for about 5 months, and we actually record our calls and then go over them when we first starting out, just to see, where did we get off the tracks, if you will. And so that way we can kind of coach ourselves, but then when we find areas that, throw a wrench that the scripts can't answer, that's when we go to, our leaders.
Awesome. So when you get stuck, you go seek help.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. And there's all kinds of help. Even though you're a solo, there's all kinds of help here. Okay. 100%. All right. Uncover motivations. Let's talk about that. What do scripts do in that regard? Talk to me. I'm doing too much talking. You guys need to talk.
We had mastermind this morning, and Chris Day talked about open house scripts and uncovering motivations. He didn't have to ask what they were doing. He said, how many open houses have you been to today, to see how motivated they were, or if they're just looky-loos and how long have they been so it's an easy question without asking the question.
Mm-hmm.
So they don't feel like they're being
Yeah.
sold to or trying
Yeah.
to sold to. Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Loved it. Wrote it down. Gonna use it.
That's awesome. There's so much to that. Yeah. Okay. How long have you been in the market? Have you been shopping? Kind of primarily doing things online? What, exploratory curiosity questions. Yes. What's your name? You had a question? Yeah. Or comment? What?
I was kind of going to go off what Cassie said. People like talking. Some people like talking. So if you ask the right question or just a simple question, they'll start with that and then just let the ball roll. Like, don't interrupt them, just let them talk. And with that, you can get a lot out of what a person is trying to tell you.
Mhm.
I was talking to a potential seller the other day, and I like working with people that are just like, I met him at an open house and he was like, you know what, right now, like, I do not have the time to deal with this. Give me a call back in 3 weeks. I will talk to you then. And I appreciated that, because a lot of the times people dilly dally and they waste your time and it's frustrating. So I called him back in 3 weeks, and now we got to talking and he expressed more of what his concerns were by me just asking questions. And so now that I know more information about what the way that he and his wife are feeling, now I can come up with a strategy as to how to knock down those walls and get over those objections that they have, which aren't really like big objections. It's just what everyone is dealing with, which is the market is crazy. I don't want to be a buyer.
The most important thing, that is excellent, by the way. What's your name? Maria. The most important thing in interacting with a potential client or potential buyer, seller, or person just in general is staying curious. It's training your mind to ask great questions. And like was reiterated, the person that's asking questions is in control of the conversation. Okay. And it's also being able to go 2 and 3 deep. We talked in the hallway today about agency and buyer agency. How did I go 2 or 3 layers deep? Talk to me about that. In relation, are you working with an agent?
So basically the situation was I went through this whole process with this guy that was wanting to look at a house, and he lied to me and told me he didn't have a realtor. So I did all this work for him. And then he did tell me he had a realtor today. So just asking more uncovering questions, even though I don't know how I could have been more straightforward with him by asking him, do you have a realtor? But anyway, so
But
yeah,
what did I teach you on that?
we'll just,
No, I mean,
well, like,
in the hallway.
like just saying like, well, do you have anything signed, or, is somebody helping you look? Just like different questions, kind of asking the same thing. But yeah, so just, that was what I took away from it, I guess, is just ask more uncovering questions before you do a bunch of work for somebody, because now I know. So
That's exactly right. So he asked a direct question and then he went in, then I coached him on the second and third layer of that. Okay? So what that means is, I mean, so you don't have a signed agreement, or is there a person that maybe you feel loyal to? Okay? Those are the questions you need to ask. You need to make sure you go 2 or 3 layers deep, so you're not wasting your time. Yeah. Yes, sir.
Similar situation. I was speaking with the lady. I asked her if she's working with any other agents. She said no. Have you signed an agreement with anybody? No. Okay, so she comes here to the building. Amy and I sit down with her. Come to find out, she has signed the paperwork. She looked at her phone. She pulled up the documents. We looked at it. Yes, she signed an agreement with another agent.
Okay.
We were getting ready to sign her up. So we called the other agent. The other agent graciously let her out of the contract. So it worked out, but
Okay.
wow, I had asked her several different ways, but she said she didn't realize that what she was signing was an agreement.
Okay. That's where I was going to go. A key question in this market is, well, let me ask you a different question. Have you written any offers? They know that. If they've written offers, more than likely they have agency. Okay? Yes.
Scripts have been helpful, especially as a new agent. There's the question that buyers or sellers ask, how long have you been an agent for? And that was a question that I asked Brian Stone from the coaching program. I was like, how do you like tell them that you're new without telling them, I just got my license like a month and a half ago.
Yeah.
And I signed some buyers. They moved from Tennessee and they asked me, how long have you been an agent for? And I was like, this is my first year. I've been an agent for like a month and a half, 2 months. But I didn't say that. I just said, I'm in my first year of real estate. And so they were nervous about working with a new agent. And I was like, what about working with a new agent makes you nervous? And it was questions that I like writing scripts on my notes of like questions. Because sometimes when I meet with someone in person or even over the phone, if I don't prepare myself, which I know that we should always be preparing ourselves, I will stutter. I get nervous. I choke with people that I don't know. So I write questions that I myself would like people to ask me if they
You're
were.
preparing your mindset.
Yeah. So I asked her, her and her husband, what about working with a new agent makes you nervous? And they had a bad experience with a new agent that just did a lot of things that were really unethical. And so when her husband asked me that question, which was after several other questions that I had asked, when they asked me if I was a new agent, I was like, yes, I am a new agent. And so I saw their faces of like, oh God, like we're really deep into the consultation now. Like, how do we say no? And so I asked him, I was like, would you not want to work with me after knowing that I'm fairly new in the business? And he was like, well, we just don't want to be put in a position of what we had to deal with before.
Based on their experience.
Based on their experience. And so I like told them, I was like, when you asked me that question, I could have easily lied to you like you were lied to before. I could have said like, oh, I have years of experience and like said something completely different.
Not the right way of doing it.
But instead I was completely honest with you. And I told them, I was like, you can go ahead and work with a big shot agent that has, a transaction coordinator, a secretary, an administrator, like all of these people that, the big groups have, there's nothing wrong with that. Like more power to you because we would all love that. But I just told them, but with me, you have my full attention. I'm a brand new agent. I have all the passion and the desire to help people. And because I don't have all of these people behind me working with me, I'm going to put the time to work with you. And I just kind of like convinced them with that.
That's powerful. Okay. What I would encourage you to do is think about what you've just said, write it out, and then bullet point it. because you have X amount of seconds to convince. Okay? How long you been in the business? Just ask me that. Just say, 4,320 hours. That's 6 months. 4,320 hours.
I would say like
I know, right? But it gets in and interact. Hey, I'm a new agent that's skilled. I'm a hard worker. I'll follow through and I'll do what I say I'm going to do. And if I don't know the answer, I'm going to go get it. That's who I am. Summarized her in a convincing, bullet point, pausing script. Okay? The less words you use in scripts, the more powerful the statement becomes. Pausing is the most powerful after a script. It allows them to pause, process, think about. And I'm not salesy. Make sense? Identifies objections by staying curious. Love that about you. So tell me about that bad experience. Okay, I understand that. Mental check. Tell them, mental check. So what were 3 things? You know, with, I don't want you to know the agent or anything, but tell me 3 things about that experience that was negative. Okay. Now there also were, and then your tonality goes up. Okay. But there are also some positive things about that. What did you like about that experience? Okay. That's what you bank in your mind. Your point. You're right on the, you're bird dogging right where you need to be. Okay. My challenge to you would just be shorten it. Make sense? Identify objections, obviously. Closing deals. Scripts are powerful for closing deals. Sitting at the listing table, especially in a down market, 322 in Republic. Evan, we need to sell the house. I understand. So what's the math of this look like? You're gonna be writing a check for $18,000. Okay. Easy conversations to have in this type of market because people are making money. Difficult conversation to have in a down market. Not fun and easy and all that kind of thing. But it's powerful, short statements that will help you close transactions. Scripts are going to reduce the amount of words coming out of your mouth. You guys hear me on that? Huh? That's soaking in. It's going to help you close more deals. I'm trying to get you to buy in to practicing outside this class on scripts. That's what I'm trying to do. Okay? I can talk about net GCI and all the money and all that kind of thing. I talk about all that all day long, and that's all good. But you have to have behaviors plus a process to get the results. It's B plus B equals R. That's my formula. I don't have a whiteboard. Do I have a whiteboard? Oh yeah, right there. You guys just have to roll with me. Do the markers work? Every time I get up here, You know, every time you get up here and use a board, the markers never work. Right? B plus P equals R. R cubed. So R is results. That's the goals. I want to hit X amount of listings. I want to hit X amount of closed units. That's the result. Okay? That's your hard number goal. I want to know that. That's important as you cast your vision for your business. Then you have to break it down into behaviors plus process. What behaviors do I need to do? And that was my challenge to Chad and even my sales team this morning. Here's the result of where we are and where you want to go based on your goals. Let's talk about your behaviors in getting there. Let's talk about your behaviors in getting there. Plus your process. We need to make sure that we follow the Evans Group process. Here's the process from start to finish. Your behaviors plus your process are going to yield the results. Guarantee you. So that's how you succeed in goal setting for you as an individual solo agent. Okay? Speak in terms, scripts will also help you speak in terms that they understand. I'm skilled, I'm a hard worker, I'm dependable, and I'm going to do what I say I'm going to do. Is there anything confusing about that? However, if I go on and 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 on, whoop, I'm out. And as a sales guy, I'm out. You lost me at something. Okay? Because they hear that from every other agent that they went to. Be on purpose, be on task, and be prepared mentally. Out script the previous open house. Okay? And also does build confidence. Are we good? Yes. Are you guys getting some good stuff? Yes. Whoa. That's a whole different conversation. We can have the conversation now if you'd like. Just kidding. Chad.
Just on that last slide you had, it said identify objections. I was just going to interject. I would strongly suggest maybe even putting another bullet point that would say identify their real objections, because you know as well as I do, most of them put up fake objections, fake walls to hide their real objection, because they want to keep that one close to their chest. Their ace in the hole, if you will, that they don't want anybody to know but themselves.
That's exactly right. That's huge. And that just comes on second and third layer questions. Staying curious on that exactly. Powerful. That was good. Chad.
You ask them, oh, well, what's stopping you from, selling in this market? Oh, well, the market's crazy. That's a really easy wall
Can't find
to
a
put
house,
up.
Chad.
I'm sorry?
I can't find a house. What would I buy? There's
Yeah.
nothing on the market.
Yeah, there's no market. Market's crazy. I mean, and really, when you get down to it, like one lady, she said the market's crazy. Well, the market's crazy in the area she wanted, in the Nixa area. Once I told her I was willing to door knock and knock on those doors and find her the house that she was looking for. You could kind of see the sigh of relief and the monkey off her shoulders that, oh wow, this guy is willing to work hard for me and do what needs to be done that no other agent's going to do. That was just one example, but that one worked really well.
Doing what others aren't willing to do. And seriously, you guys are all part of the MLS, right? You guys all have buyers that you're working with? Okay. You take their consultation and you do reverse prospecting and you do solds from 5 to 6 years ago. Then you go door knock those. I've got a buyer. Here's their offer that they've written. Here's 4 offers that they've written and not gotten a house. You don't have to give it to them. Show them physically in person, print them off, I know it's weird to print things off, but yeah, print them off. Go door to door and say, they're wanting your neighborhood, they're wanting your school district. Would you consider selling? You follow me? If nothing else, you're planting a seed in their mind saying, who is this person? Yeah, I'm just out hustling. And I don't know everything about real estate, but I'm willing to hustle. Be real. We're in the Midwest. What? What? What are you laughing at? Okay. California girl. Cali girl. Okay. We'll kind of skip this. Yeah. So we're going to remove limiting beliefs. What are limiting beliefs? Kurt.
Thank you for the mic. It's the limiting beliefs are the shortcomings and the inadequacies that you identify in yourself that only you see or only you think. It's your mindset.
Dude, so real. All of us struggle with that every single day. We just do. You know, we just do.
I would say there are excuses that we make up for ourselves.
You know, or we spend conversations in our mind of how we think the result's going to, you know, what we think the result's going to be, or whatever it is. We spend these stories in our mind, and you know, that's just, it becomes a truth, but it's not a truth. It's a self-taught lie. You know, usually fear, or just an unwillingness. Yeah, you could probably equate that to fear as well. Yeah, I get that. What else? What other limiting beliefs? Let's share some limiting beliefs. Okay. Okay. All right. What else? I'll share one with you. If you guys get real with me, I'll share one with you.
One of mine.
She's running. Here, do that.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. One of mine is I feel like I'm bothering people.
Yeah. How do we work through that?
You just do it. I was told keep calling until they tell you to stop. And I loved it. I was like, okay, all right.
Great.
Come at it with value. You think you're bothering them, but when you get it in your head that you bring a value to them, that you have something to offer them. I can help them sell their home. I can help them buy a home. And when you believe that, it comes through. So I think that's important. You just got to come at it at value.
I think that's a beautiful thing right there, Trudy. I think you just nailed a lot. It's what we call communication. It's point number 4 on our marketing. We've picked up more business in communication, staying in communication with people. When they're in a different market, when their house their DOM, days on market, was growing, not getting any action. Agents usually shrivel up and say, I don't have anything to share with them. You always have things to share with your sellers. Staying in communication with them. Hey, I don't have any buyers. I just want to give you a quick update. Give me a telephone call when you're free. I just want to give you a market update. Hey, I wish we had a cash offer to bring to you today, but I don't. But it's my job, and I tell them this, it's my job to stay in communication with you. Here is what's going on in your neighborhood and on the market right now. And you know what they say? What did they say? Just tell me what they say. Yeah, after I finish saying, yeah, it means a lot. That's exactly right. Rather than not do it because I don't think I have anything to say, which is a false mindset. Okay, what else? Limiting beliefs.
There's a better agent.
There's a better agent. I can't beat that person. Oh my gosh, I'm competing. I don't have a chance. Real? Okay, what else? Yes, what's your name? Sadie. I'm Evan. Nice to meet you, Sadie.
So
Middle name.
Cheyenne. Cheyenne, yeah.
Go ahead.
Um, for me, one big thing is I've kind of had trouble with my sphere of influence, just getting into it. And one big problem, just because of the area we're in, a lot of times people say, like, well, go to your church and talk to those people. I'm not Christian. I don't go to church. So it actually took our class on Monday with him talking about that for me to realize I have a completely different community that I am a part of that I haven't even begun to tap into. So I'm actually starting to send everyone individual letters in that community.
There you go. And then you follow up with that letter with a, no, I'm serious. It's great to send the letter, but the letter is typically not going to generate. But because you sent the letter, we'll almost give you permission to set up a coffee appointment. So you send 30 out, you get land 10 of those as coffees, maybe 15, maybe 20. No, I'm serious. That's a great strategy. Just take it one layer deep. Follow me? And then the third thing is, where do you put those names? Your database. Limiting beliefs, last one. What else? For me, didn't think I was good enough. I think there were, no, serious. Thought there were people smarter out there than me. Comparison. I used to compare myself to others. And that was a cancer. Now I use it as motivation. All I do is compete against myself. But when I got off of that and stopped comparing, that's when I was really able to succeed. I just told myself, okay, well, here's the deal. I'm just going to outwork them, whoever it is. I'm just going to outwork them. Okay, all right. Limiting beliefs are huge. Get over it. Mindset. Okay, benefits of scripts. All right. They really do, by staying curious. What's that? What is staying curious? Just real simply, nothing complicated. What is staying curious? What's it training you to do? Ask questions, right? So if you're asking questions during a conversation, guess what? You're staying engaged, right? We've all gone someplace and been sold and the guy was just like, right? But by asking questions, you're curious about them. You're going to learn more about them. They're going to allow you to stay focused in the conversation. Huge. They allow you for consistency is what is said and actions that agents take. So Trudy, at the end of a walkthrough, what's the script that we use?
But we've ended it and we tell them that we are going to go back to the office and we want to get some numbers together because they're going to say, well, what's my house worth? And we have an idea, but we're going to go back to the office, get our numbers together, do our comparisons. We'd like to come back and talk to you and bring those numbers to you. Is next Tuesday at 6 o'clock okay?
Right. So it's taking the next step
Yes.
is what it is. It's taking the next step. So I'm at the walkthrough appointment. It's all about, at the end of the appointment, taking the next step. It's a script. Okay? It's leading our clients. It's a script. They allow you to have consistency is what is said. If we follow a process, it's going to allow us do the same thing over and over. The first thing we do on a listing appointment, We talk about 3 things on a listing appointment, bullet points. What do we talk about? Marketing remarks, comparables, trends in the market, and then pricing the home. We tell them those 3 things. We tell them those 3 things. We tell them at the walkthrough on that. Okay, so here's what our next appointment looks like. We're going to go over these 3 things. It's consistency, and it's also setting expectations. They're scripts. Okay? Okay. Oops. Memorizing scripts. Okay. I don't even know what those figures mean. What? Yes. Thank you, Miss Techie.
I think it says it.
Oh,
underneath.
where does it say? Hey, now you're getting the real me. You're brilliant, dude. That's funny. So it really is. It is. You know, I learned this over the years. A coach told me, kind of embedded in my brain. He's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "What do you mean? What am I doing?" He says, "Well, you're getting results and you're working in your business, but are you working on your business?" I'm like, "What do you mean working on my business?" I have to be purposeful. You have to be purposeful about working on your business. Your business is you. Your business is reading, internalizing, memorizing the material here or the resources that we give you online through that class. That's amazing. $50. Wow. Everybody ought to be signing up for that. That's world-class training right there. I'm not kidding you with her. And the material. So, but I'm working on my business. So I get better in my business. Make sense? Yes. Because what'll happen is you walk away from class and you close your book or you close your app. And next Tuesday comes and you're just doing whatever. You may make a few phone calls. You may write some handwritten notes. Jen, how many handwritten notes do we write? Okay. I still believe in handwritten notes. It's just a little bit of leverage is all. Nothing's changed in our business from me as a solo agent. Okay, nothing's changed there. Leverage it a little bit differently, that's all. Everybody still has to do their part on the team. Okay? But we're purposeful about working on our business so we can be better in it. Lots of people will gravitate towards in, but they don't work on. They want to know, why are you successful? Tell me this, what's the magic? Working on the business. It's practice. It's behind the scenes stuff that people don't see. That's what I'm talking about. Make sense? Yes. I wish somebody would have taught me this stuff when I first started out in real estate. I really do. Okay. Good? Yes. Great. So here's some ideas here. Read the first sentence of the script 5 times. Then say it 5 times with smiling. That's goofy. But it probably works. I mean, it really does. You know, and for me, I told Nicole, I said, hey, just straight up, you know, when I'm teaching class, I got to walk around because that's my energy. I have to interact. You know, I have to wonder what he's looking at when he's not paying attention in class. You know, I mean, all those things. No, he's studying. He's working on his business or in his business right now. So, but my point is, you know, that energy is what you typically don't see me do is sit down and lead generate. Am I right? Okay, I have to expend that energy. And you may have a different trick. A lot of people use the mirror. That's a really powerful. Chad, have you ever used the mirrors? Okay, so tell us about that experience.
In the beginning, using a mirror, obviously you're going to feel weird and goofy, but I mean, it's just like anything. Anytime you practice a musical instrument, you're going to feel weird and goofy when you first try it, but then, you know, you're the next John Mayer. So so I just, you know, you do it in the mirror, you do it with a friend or a family member, as you get better. And, yeah, it just becomes natural, you know, just like anything.
That's exactly right. And you learn, you know, I was at the gym the other day, and you know, they have the TVs up there that you can watch, and you know, at my church they have you know, a few different TVs and sports and news and all this kind of stuff. And one of them is our services, you know, one loops and all that kind of thing. And one of the pastors walked in, was working out, and he was up on the monitor, and I watched him as he was working out, watch himself. And you know what he was doing? He's critiquing himself, saying, oh, shouldn't do that, or should do this, or whatever. I know that's what's going through his mind, but it's just really interesting. You know, even on the recorded calls, you kind of, you know, you listen to those again and say, oh, I could have done this a little bit better, or what have you. But yes, I mean, I think that interaction with yourself is important. You know, you need to kind of, going to help gain confidence, and whether it be in a mirror, whether it be standing up, pacing, walking around, whatever, you got to find your niche. Make sense? Darren, what do you do? What, I mean, 20,000 phone calls.
I have my headset on. Focus on. I wear a headset, so I focus. Everything else goes away. I focus on my screen, and I have my scripts laid out in front of me, and I can flip through them, find the right one if I need to. But for me, it's focus. If I'm not focused, it all goes out the window.
Squirrel.
Yep.
Yeah, I do the same thing. Okay. Read the second line out loud 10 times when smiling. Say the script from memory. Recite the first 2 sentences 10 times with a smile. Say the script by adding 1 sentence at a time, repeating it 10 times. And say the entire script as fast as you can 5 times. This is great. I think this works for a lot of people. For myself, I like to roll. Go ahead.
So if you're looking at your pamphlets, it's
Yeah.
page 7, so it's all written there for you guys.
Thanks, girl. So, you know, for me, and is that where we are, is page 7 on this? On the
I
role
think
playing?
now we're on page 8. This is page 8.
Okay. But you know, for me, what I found is I do study, and then I role play with other people. And typically you want to role play with a person better than you. Okay? So you just get an experienced agent. You go up and you talk to the front desk and say, hey, who would you match me with? Or, you know, go into and say, you know, who, or maybe an ALC member or something like that. Mark Stewart's really great at scripts. Okay? Anybody would take time to do that. And just for 20 minutes, for 30 minutes, will you just critique me? Okay? Maybe it's buyer's agency. You know, maybe it's your marketing remarks. You know, whatever it may be. Okay? Whatever it may be. That's how I learn, is when someone is sitting there across the table from me. Okay? And also learn by teaching classes. Yeah, that's right. So I said, well, you know what? If this is my weak area, that's what I'm going to teach. And when you get in front of people and you're teaching on your weak point, you're going to prepare. Okay? Make sense? So it's kind of to your point. It's what's your name? Your name. White? No, right there. White. Whoop. No, yeah, you. Hey, Scarlett. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
So it's powering through that fear.
Yeah.
It's powering through that fear. Does that make sense? Okay, so do we have a role play that we can do, or a practice that they're supposed to be doing now? Okay,
They do have scripts and they typically they usually pair up. and
let's do it.
Do that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's do it, and then we'll get into some other stuff. All right, get with your partner. Whoa.
10 minutes, you think? 15?
Yeah, 10
15?
minutes. That's cool.
Cool.
Well, honestly, my grandpa just had his 8 heart attacks, not too well. But we're pushing through it. He's on the mend. How about yourself?
He's doing well?
Yeah.
We're doing pretty good. Everybody is just chugging right along like they're supposed to. Thank you. Are you still working at the swimming pool?
No, I just kept getting burned, and I could not stand those sunburns.
What are
So
you doing
now
now?
I am a pet groomer.
That is amazing. What made you decide to do that? Do you still enjoy backpacking?
No, I just kept getting burned. I don't know. I have. Yeah, sure. I love it. It's adventurous and you just get to see the wild. How about yourself?
I'm into gardening. I'm trying to not kill things right now. Hopefully I'm kind of killing plants this year. Did you ever go on that 25-mile bike ride?
You know, I attempted it. I only got 21 miles in, but I just couldn't push that last
You
bit.
couldn't get the 25?
Hit that wall and I just stopped.
But you're still biking?
Yep, I'm still pushing forward.
That's amazing. So I just wanted to let you know I've been growing my real estate business and working with great people like you. I wanted to share that I have a personal goal of helping 24 families this year get into their new home. As you already know, I do what it takes to help people, and I wondered if I could count on you to help me reach my goal.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Awesome. What I'd like to do is share my free real estate app with you. It's going to go on your phone, be everywhere you need to be. You can check for sales, what prices, what things are going on sale on your street, in your neighborhood, actually any place in the U.S. I can send you a text.
Okay, you guys ready? 1, 2, 3. All right, so what'd you get? Chad, what'd you get out of your script part? Kirk, sorry. What'd you get out of your script partner today? Okay. No, that's okay though, right? We all get better. Yeah, that's exactly, work on your business. That's a great aha. We are talking about ahas, and then we're going to switch gears. What other ahas did you get? Yes. Oh, yeah. So let's talk about the too much information. What specifically did we talk about? Get detailed. So yes. Yeah. Example of what I said. Yep. Katie? Give me an example of what we discussed.
Okay.
No.
No?
I mean, I don't have anybody. I can't think.
You're telling me- no, no, it's
I'm role playing with you.
Okay, okay.
I can't
She's
think of
done.
a,
She's done.
I can't think of anybody.
Can you think of anyone from maybe your gym or your church that you've heard of talk about real estate lately?
No, not necessarily.
Well, if
I mean, I
you
really can't. I'm thinking no.
happen to hear,
See how she went 2 and 3 layers deep? I told her no, no. And now I'll say yes. So Chad, I mean, so as we kind of talked today and things like that, you kind of told me that you're not in the market right now. But what did bring you to the open house? Yeah. How long have you lived in your home?
That one I just moved into last year.
Okay, good. So why did you choose this area?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good draw. You know, it's a really good, and you know, the neighborhood just really kind of feels good. It really presents itself well, doesn't it? So is that one of the attracting things to you? Was the neighborhood and what else? Yeah. So I guess my question is, are you from the area? Did you grow up in the area? Are you new to the area?
Yeah, I'm new to the area. I grew up.
Okay.
Moved here for.
Yeah. So that's cool. Congratulations on that. That's a great school district.
Yeah.
I mean, she had to interview a lot of people, or they went through a lot of interviews to get.
Yeah, it's the high.
That-
Missouri.
That's really awesome.
Yeah.
Well, they're solid in reputation too, just straight up. So they really are. So let me ask you a question. Um, does your wife have family in the area by chance?
You know, she.
Okay. Okay. So I guess my curiosity is, do you feel like maybe your parents or her parents are going to follow? Maybe move closer to your family?
Or only children.
Yeah, that kind of makes sense. That kind of makes sense. Well, um, you know, so what I'm trying to do is kind of plant seeds for the future. And if I can be a good resource for you, I realize you just purchased a house a year ago, but maybe you could kind of bird dog for me a little bit. And what I mean by that is, as you grow new relationships in the area and maybe your work, things like that, maybe a church group, maybe Boy Scouts, you know, whatever different groups you're part of, or you run into neighborhood people in the neighborhood or whatever. I'm going to kindly ask you consider referring me. What are your thoughts on that? Yeah. I get it. Well, and this isn't, and I hope this isn't coming, but maybe we ought to grab just a quick cup of coffee sometime, just kind of get to know each other a little bit. And as you're maintaining a home, I might be able to introduce you to contractors or different people in the business that might be able to help you, just whatever. But that's my business, is just to build relationships with people. And that way, when they do have questions or curiosity about the real estate market, they think of me. So if that's not too forward, maybe I'll reach out to you for a coffee appointment or whatever sometime. That sound good?
Yeah, sounds great.
Cool. Yeah, cool. I'd be happy to do that. Makes sense? 4, 5, 6 layers deep on one question. Because what did I do? I stayed. Yeah. Dude, right? Spot on. That is so true because, it is not getting through your page of 10 scripts. It's knowing your scripts. It's working on your scripts. It's practicing your scripts, but it's not necessarily in every conversation going through 55 scripts. Be human. Go through your scripts. Stay curious, especially on motivation. Okay? That making sense? I'm really trying to break it down for you. Super easy. Okay? Is that clicking with anybody? Yeah. Okay, good. All right. So any other ahas from the class before we roll into the other? What time is class over? Oh, it is? Okay. So we're going to go ahead and go through. Darren and I are going to role play. And I am a brand new lead that he's calling me. Okay? So we're going to role play. Yeah, I'm a brand new co-call. Now, notice what he's doing. He put his glasses on, he's in front of his computer, and he has his script sheets. Well, I'm saying, but what I'm saying is he's got his scripts printed, ready to go. Okay, go. No. Oh yeah, no, that's me. Yeah, sorry. Not really. We're not in the market.
So what I hear you saying is moving is not on the horizon at all.
Well, I'm just not going to be on the market right now. Yeah.
Understood.
Oh, here. Oh, go. You guys can laugh at me all you want.
Tell me a little bit more about what you.
Well, I mean, if you're calling to list my house, I'm not interested in that.
Happen to know anybody that's thinking about buying or selling a home?
You need to stay curious on where I went with that. That was a pretty direct comment. And it's okay, because I can coach, right? So training your mind to be curious. I made a pretty bold statement. No, I'm not interested in entering the real estate market. So what would I do in that case to stay curious? Go. So What are your thoughts on that? I mean, have you thought about the real estate market? I'm not saying list your house, but have you thought about the real estate market just in general regarding your home or a purchase of your next home? Have you thought about that? Okay.
The other side of the conversation.
Check, check.
Okay, let's go on. Well, I mean, I've got a fairly good idea of, of what my market value is. But yeah. Well, I don't know how accurate it is. Zillow says it's 105,000. I think I can get 106. What?
You might be surprised.
I don't think so. Well, I mean, I'm just not interested in listing my home. I'm just trying to be real. No, I'm just not interested in really listing my home. I have.
Just because it's a seller's market.
No, I've thought about it. Well, I want to keep my house. I don't want to sell it. I don't want to list it. And I want to use my little house for investment and start rentals. And I want to purchase my next one without selling this one. No, it'll be long-term rentals. I want leases. I want to lease it out.
Understood. So
Well, you mean what I've looked at online?
have you looked at homes online?
Right? Because I'm training my mind to stay curious. Where are buyers? They're online. They're driving by. They're going to open houses. Right? That's where buyers are. Okay, go.
So you said
Every time I look at them, they go under contract fairly quickly, but I've got 5 saves.
you got
Mhm.
about those saves. What do they look like?
Well, they're 4-bedroom, 3-bath. And they're in the Kickapoo School District, and that's where I want to stay. Yeah.
Important to you about the kick?
I don't have any kids, just Kickapoo, because it's good school. It's a good school. No, I'm not a teacher. Mm-mm. Well, I am a truck driver. Midtown.
Midtown?
Drive it. I don't know. I just joined them. 6 months.
Oh, wow.
I'm making it hard on you. Yeah. What's that?
How do you like driving?
I like it a lot.
So what'd you do?
Yeah. Hey, I appreciate this, man, but I gotta go. I don't know. I think I'm gonna just look for homes on my own.
I know, I'm just thinking about what you say.
I'm
like
not-
waiting for.
He's doing a great job.
I know, I'm waiting.
Okay, he's he's doing a great job.
This is a setup. You never get all of these objections. I'm gonna believe this guy when he says, I'm not looking to put my home on the market.
But Darren, you're doing a great job. I'm just really being difficult. Yeah, I am. Okay,
I didn't even get to my script, my good scripts.
let's get to your good script. So go.
So you've been looking online, so what that tells me is you've seen stuff online that really kind of matches what you're looking for. It's just gone really quick, right?
Yeah, well, no, you're right about that. It goes quick.
Well, that can seem to be a challenge in this market, this fast moving sellers market. It might seem. So all this time, nobody's been able to hear me. I'm sorry. Red was mute.
Where are you going? I mean, you're bailing. Go take care of your daughter. See ya. Bye.
So what we're finding is that inventory really isn't the issue. They're out there. They're just being found by professionals.
What do you mean by that? I mean,
Well, I mean that professionals have the right tools to find the properties and put you in the right position to make a solid offer, have your positioning so that when your offer is sent, you're one of the top offers that the home seller is receiving.
yeah, but I mean, I can find that stuff online.
Yeah, but what you're telling me is that you're not seeing those, right? Is that what I heard you say? You're seeing them, but they're going quickly.
Well, they are going quickly. I just,
And
I'm only off on Tuesdays.
Say it again.
I'm only off on Tuesdays.
You're only off on Tuesdays.
Mhm.
What's the significance of that? That's when you're looking online?
Mhm.
Okay, I see. So getting together with the right team, with the right systems and the right solutions can help you find those homes before they're under contract.
What do you mean before they're under contract?
Well, before they have multiple offers on them in 12 hours and the buyer accepts one of those 12 offers. The idea would be to position you as the top of that hill or the top of that heap of offers.
My question is how are you different than other agents? I mean, you're trying to, tell me that you're going to be able to find me a house. How are you different than other agents?
Well, I can't speak to what other agents
They
do.
have the same information I have.
Sure, but there may be different ways that they handle that. And, how we're different from other agents would be a great question for my team leader, Evan. What I've got is, we've got a team of 9 agents probably over 100 years of experience combined.
Scratch that.
Yeah.
Let's go into the 4 points, the 4 options.
Okay. So, as far as what other agents do to help you position yourself, there's 4 points that we can really handle. There's 4 points that we can use to help you find that home, get you in a position to make a great acceptable offer to the sellers and get you under contract. One of those ways is what I'm actually doing right now. I make phone calls. I'm actively out in the field, getting in touch with people who have thought about selling their homes, but haven't yet listed their properties.
So you may have a buyer for my house is what you're saying.
The hopes would be that we can have a buyer that would make you an acceptable offer on your property and then put you in a position where you are able to do that with another property. See
So what is it that your role or whatever?
my role?
What do you, well, yeah, are you calling to find?
Yeah, my role is simply prospecting for sellers, people who are interested in selling their homes, who would sell their homes if we could put them in the right position to do so. And I believe that we have the best tools in the market to do that.
Okay. The reason I said scratch the team thing, it's not about the team thing. Okay. What it is, I mean, yes, it is to a degree, but it's the IU principle, isn't it? It's always about the 3 U's for every I that you say. For every I that you say, I, me, you need to say 3 U's. Well, tell me about you. Help me understand what your thoughts are. What's your motivation? What are you thinking? Use, 1 I. Use, about them, one about you. them, them, them. One about you, staying curious. Okay? What'd you get out of Darren's role play today? Yeah, it was hard. Yep. His voice reflection was great. He rolled with it, but he was very aware in the conversation, wasn't he? And I threw him some hard curveballs. Okay? Make sense? But his voice reflection, his tonality, excellent. Okay? Relational. He stayed curious. Make sense? That's
Absolutely.
right.
Most phone calls don't go like that. Most phone calls will either shut you down or they're willing to talk, and sometimes talk too much.
Darren, let's go into a nurture. Let's go into a person, a follow-up. Okay. And on the previous months out based on our conversation. Now he's following up again. Let's talk, let's do that. This is a lead follow-up.
So this would probably be a quarterly phone call that I would make to the people to maintain relationship and build trust.
If I'm 18 months out.
Yeah.
Based on my conversation.
Right.
Okay. No.
Mhm.
Just a lead. Met him at an open house.
Might have
Okay.
been off a phone call, open house, whatever. Yeah.
Just not buying a house right now.
Yep.
Eventually we will, but not now. Or selling. Go.
So our last conversation, you were 18 months out. Anything else that we talked about that was important?
What? Are you
I'm asking
asking
you
me?
about the situation of our first phone call.
No, you just roll with it from your fake notes. Based on our conversation, just go.
Okay, so I make up.
Yeah,
Okay.
just pretend you're reading from your notes based on our last conversation. And you're following up with me now.
All right. Hey, Evan, this is Darren with Evans Group at Keller Williams. How are you today?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
Good. I appreciate you taking my call this morning. Did I catch you at a good time?
Yeah, you did.
Awesome.
up?
Well, I just kind of wanted to reach out to you. I know last time we talked, you were about 18 months out from considering buying a home. I just kind of wanted to call and chat with you a little bit, see how things are going, and just give you maybe a brief little market update.
Okay. You know what? I've just got a few minutes here. What was your name again?
It's Darren with Evans Group at Keller
Oh,
Williams.
okay. Yeah. Okay.
You know, we spoke a couple of months ago. And
Yeah, I'm still, I'm still going to be a little ways out. I think I'm a good 10 months anyway out.
Yeah.
I did get your email, by the way, but I'm just not ready to do anything. Thank you.
Great. I totally understand. There's no pressure here. I'm just calling to kind of make contact with you and check to see if there's anything that in the world that we could do for you. Last time we talked, you said you had a couple of kids. How are they doing?
They're doing okay. Yep.
Good. Are you enjoying this warmer weather?
Yeah, I am. But again, I don't have a whole lot of time to talk right now.
That
So,
sounds great. I
yeah.
understand. So you did get my email with our resume on it.
Yeah, I did. Yep.
Do you have any
Mhm.
questions on that?
No, I
Thoughts?
haven't looked at it, to be honest with you.
Well, I appreciate you being honest. It's there when you're ready. We will keep in touch.
Hook.
Yeah. So we've got a couple of off-market properties that I'd like to send you if you're thinking about it. Can I send those to you and have you take a look? I'd love to get your feedback on them.
Okay. So you're just creating a hook. Hey, you know what? I want to make sure you saw that house that was on the website. I know that you're 18 months out, but I sent it to you and I want to make sure you look at it. It's on Canterbury. Okay. You're creating that hook. I want them to go back to their website. Make sense? Especially when I'm shutting them down. Or they're going ghosting, create that hook. Make sense? Does that help? Okay. Taylor's turn. And we're going to go into agency. Not agency. There you go. Yep. Let's go ahead and just quickly go through. You met me at a pop-up open house. And I'm a seller. Okay.
I'm just like, you're walking in my open house.
Nope, we've
Or
already
or
gone through the open
dogs.
house.
I'm-
Yep.
Oh, I'm showing up at your front door for the walkthrough. Okay.
Yep, exactly. Or
okay.
you're calling me to establish that walkthrough.
Okay.
Okay, go.
So I'm calling you.
Yes.
Okay. I'm just not getting it
Yeah,
clear.
yeah.
Okay. Okay. Hey, is this Evan?
Yeah.
Hey, Evan, this is Taylor. I'm with Evans Group. I don't know if you remember me. I was at
Oh, yeah, 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 I
721
remember you.
West Seminole Street.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, I actually just well, so I'm trying to figure out our situation. So I met you at an open house and you told me you want to sell your home.
Correct.
Okay. Okay. Awesome. Okay. Um, well, hey, Evan, I actually wanted the opportunity to come walk through your home like we talked about in the open house, just to kind of see, you know, what the
Yeah, I mean, you can. I mean, I just, there, you know, I'm a couple of months, I've got to do this and I've got to do that. And I really need to, you know, do this to the house. I'm just not quite ready for you to come do all that.
Hey, that's fine. That's fine. I just wanted to get my eyes on it, come take a look at it, maybe see what you've already done, just so I kind of have an idea. And hey, we don't have to list anytime in the next few months. I just want to at least show you the paperwork, get the paperwork out of the way, and just get my eyes on the house.
Well, I'm not ready to sign any paperwork.
That's fine. That's fine. But like I said, I still want to get my eyes on it, at least build the value as much as I can for what you do have done, and then reevaluate it once you have your finishes done, then reevaluate it again.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So I actually have time Tuesday at 6 or Wednesday at 3. What's a good day for you, for me to take a walk through?
I
the
mean, I'll
house?
do Wednesday at 3, but I'm not signing any paperwork.
That's fine. That is okay.
Okay.
Okay, that works for me. Wednesday at 3.
Okay.
And just to let you know, I'm not going to give you a price right then and there. I'm just there to walk the property and get the details from what you tell me and just what I pick up for myself. Sound
Okay.
good?
Yep. Sounds
Okay,
good.
awesome.
All right. We'll just keep it general.
Paperwork.
Okay. All right.
Gotcha.
Sounds good. All right.
Okay, see you
Wednesday
then.
at 3. Now he's at my door.
Okay. Okay. Hey, Evan, how are you?
Good. How are you doing? Come on in.
Good, good. I'm
Yeah.
doing good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, just to let you know, I'm just here to take a few notes, build the value of your property as high as I can. So, you know, I want this to be interactive. So tell me kind of about your house. What do you like about it?
Well, you know, we really do like the location. I mean, the neighborhood is fantastic. We really like that. You know, we have a lot of trick or treaters,
That's awesome.
and we're going to be, you know, painting the walls on the inside of the house and you know, kind of doing some things to get things prepped.
Okay.
Mhm.
Awesome. Well, hey, I'm just going to walk through, take a few notes,
Mhm.
and we'll go from there.
Okay.
So then,
You want me to show you around, or what do I need to do?
sure, that'd be great. That'd be great.
Okay, well, that's our carpet. Now this carpet here, I'm going to go ahead and replace.
Okay.
And I'm thinking about putting granite countertops in.
Oh,
and
that'd
I'm going to
look
go,
awesome.
yeah,
Going.
I'm going to put, you know, granite countertops in over here, and I'm going to, you know, maybe retexture all the ceilings. I'm even thinking about, you know, just completely going through all the light fixtures and getting things taken care of. And I want to do that. And I want to do this over here. And I want to do that. And I want to do this. And I'm going to plant a big tree over here. And I want to do this. And I want to do that. And all those kinds of things.
Okay. Sounds like a lot of work.
So the script would be,
Right. Well,
yeah,
I know kind of what I would say. Like, well, we don't really have to, or you don't have to do, you know, this, and this necessarily for the house to be ready.
right.
Right. I don't know how you would word that.
That's it. No, that's exactly right. So, you know, in that particular case, what I'm going to say is, you know, let's flip it now. So you tell me all these things. Well, Taylor, I tell you, I mean, that sounds amazing. What we don't want to do in this type of market is pour too much into it. It's all about protecting your bottom line. It's all about protecting your bottom line and netting you the most we possibly can, even though you told me you're 18 months out. I understand you're 18 months out, 6 months out, whatever, you know, your timeline is. But if you were to list with me today, and which you're not, I understand, but if you were to list with me today, today's market value, I'd want to protect that bottom line in that investment. There are some things I would, encourage you to do to push the value, but I'm not going to encourage you to do all of these things and spend too much money. So I'm coming alongside them, creating a value proposition. Make sense? So he's walking through, he's making notes of all the walkthroughs and things like that. Okay? Tell me about the walkthrough when you finish that. What's
So-
that walkthrough sheet look like? What does it physically look like?
Like the sheet that we
Yep.
take. Want me to describe it?
Yes.
Okay, so how we do it is we do it into sections. So we have like kitchen, we have a line. So then we leave space to put everything about the kitchen and plus extra if we miss anything or if they tell us something we didn't know. So we do it kitchen, living area, master bedroom, and then utility room if they have one, and then just like miscellaneous stuff too. So that's how we do it. So it's really easy to look at and see, hey, what they're what's building the value of the home.
That's exactly
yeah.
right. So what are the benefits of a walkthrough?
It sees how that house, your subject house, compares to the other ones.
Number
when
one.
Building the value.
Okay.
Number two. I
Okay.
guess you're not going to add that number two.
Building the
Rapport,
relationship,
yeah.
the rapport with the client. Okay. He's 30 days in. 30 days in. How many closings have you had? Okay. Hey, he's coming along. He's coming along a long ways. He's 20 years old.
I still don't know anything. I really, I really don't.
Okay. So establishing value, building the rapport. What's the third thing on a walkthrough?
Trust.
That's right.
Oh.
Building trust by writing notes. Walkthrough notes are not to be done on your phone. Ever. Why? Looks like you're texting someone else. Never. You may call walkthrough notes old school, whatever, but I'm telling you, that tactic right there is powerful and effective for building short-term trust very quickly because you're listening to them. And it's a benefit to me for my marketing remarks. I remember, I put the date and time, and it's in my notebook. Okay, we're at the end of the walkthrough. We're gonna roll. We're at the end of the walkthrough. What do you do?
Okay, so Evan, next steps are, I'm going to take all this back to the office, pull some comparables of your house,
Mhm.
and try to build the value as high as I can. So next step is our listing appointment, and what I'm going to talk about there is our marketing, the marketing that we do to get your home sold.
Number one.
Number one. Number two, I'm going to talk about the trends in the market and pull the comparables as well.
Number three.
And then that leads into number three, which is pricing your home specifically.
Okay, what are you gonna do on pricing a home? How are you gonna prepare in pricing a home?
Using the comparables.
Financial?
Estimated proceed sheet.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So when we agree to a price,
So how much is your commission?
3%.
No.
Well, 6%. So for both sides.
Wrong answer. So
I
if
don't
they
know.
ask you your commission at a walkthrough, what about these fees? What about those fees? What about these
Oh,
fees?
we'll talk about it.
We're going to talk about that in our next appointment. Matter of fact, there's going to be some things that you're going to need to spend that are going to be some additional expenses that you're not thinking of. And with integrity, I'm going to write it all out. That way you have a clear understanding of what your bottom line is as we push the value of your house. Make sense? So does Tuesday at 5 or Wednesday at 4 work best for both you and your husband? Tell me. Wednesday at 5? Wednesday at 5. Okay, great. All right, so get your phone out. Wednesday at 5. All right, good deal. I've got your address. What are your legal names? Put it in my LA. Put it on my account as an LA. Then I go back and prep it. So as we wrap up today on the walkthrough, the three things that we're going to go over are marketing, briefly, because I don't want to bore you. market trends. I'm going to show you the comparables. And price your home. And with that pricing of the home, I'm going to show you a financial statement. That way you can see not only the real estate and the commission involved, but also other fees that you need to be aware of. That way you can make a good decision for yourself. Does that make sense? Boom. Got it? Those are all scripts. It's all B plus P equal R cubed. Right? What'd you get out of today's class? Just go out and grind and do the right things. That's right, Kurt. What else? Yeah, staying curious. Okay, what else? Yeah, coffee appointments. Yes. Karen did a good job. I was really hard. Okay, what else? Powerful. Guys, you're gonna mess up. Not gonna be, maybe self-discipline falls off for a minute. Okay. Seriously. Thank you so much. Yeah, what'd you get? Kurt. Sure. And it's not, yeah, it's not no. It's just not now. Sure. You put them on a drip. That's right. That's exactly right. Anything else? Right, I didn't even hardly even. How did you get away with that? Come on up here and role play with me. What'd you get out of the class? Word of advice, there's a lot with Keller Williams. Okay. Good stuff? Okay. Attend this class. Apply what you've learned in this class and keep it simple. You're going to learn a lot. Well, 2 to 3 things and go work it. Get the fundamentals of this business. Lead generate, lead follow up. Good? All right. You guys are awesome.